So welcome again, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's session and live demo from HauntPay. My name is Samantha, and I'm the marketing director for the HauntCon and Halloween Party Expo virtual experience. Just a few housekeeping tips before we get started. As an attendee, you're muted. So be sure if you have any questions along the way to type them on the bottom in the chat or question and answer. And I will be reading those off to Alex at the end of his presentation so that you can get your questions answered. The session will also be recorded, so you can go back and watch again. We'll be adding it back into the event agenda of the virtual platform. Without further ado, I would like to introduce Alex with HauntPay.
Thank you, Sam. Hey, everybody. My name is Alex Linnebrink, and I am the founder and CEO of HauntPay. And you guys probably know us by now. We service over 1,000 different haunted attractions every year, helping them sell tickets, merchandise, and concessions, both online and at the door. HauntPay is scary, simple ticketing and payments for your haunted attraction. And today, we're going to talk about social distance haunting and kind of what this stuff is going to look like in the middle of a pandemic. So just to check real quick, everybody, did this pull up on the screen okay? Are you seeing that, Sam?
Yep, looks perfect.
Great. Awesome, guys. So we're going to talk about staying safe, reaching more fans, and selling more tickets in 2021. This is going to be a breeze through. We've only got 20 minutes, and only 17 now here, so it's already ticking down. So I'm going to zoom through a bunch of stuff really quick, but this is one of those things there that we will have a couple minutes for questions after, and we'll also be able to connect with you afterwards if you want to sit down for a longer, one-to-one demo or brainstorming session or walkthrough. We've seen it all when it comes to haunted attractions, and we would love to help you figure out, what use cases work best for your attraction to make sure you're reaching more fans and selling more tickets in 2021 than ever before. All right, so without further ado, let's do it. So what we're going to cover here, what the heck is this fall going to look like? What is time ticketing for social distancing, understanding how it works, best practices, etc. Virtual live stream access for haunted attractions, when and where you could use that for your haunted attraction, if it makes sense at all, and virtual queues. So keeping your customers safe and your revenue flowing by eliminating lines. This just isn't just for pandemic stuff, but this is also for the rest of the time. People spend more money when they're not waiting in line, right? So when they're actually at your attractions, at your concessions, at that sort of thing. So virtual queues are an incredible innovation and something that we're going to see, from here on out in the world of online ticketing. So start things off. What about this fall? What are things going to look like? There's a lot of debate. Nobody knows for sure. Nobody knew what last fall was going to look like. Thankfully, that was in a little bit of a slump. So people that were open did okay, and I think a lot of people were starved for events, and we can actually see, some of what this fall will look like based on what last fall looked like. And one of the main things that we saw last fall was that there was a huge just hunger to get out. People had been cooped up for a long time. It's going to be the case this fall as well, because, probably the vaccinations won't be fully complete by this fall. There may be other mandates for how regulations happen, but there will be some sort of events. That seems to be the consensus right now. Events will be allowed, but there are going to be some restrictions still. And regardless of any restrictions, the consumers, the fans are going to be conscious of, health concerns. So they're going to be watching for things like, how close do I have to stand to people, because it's been a year and a half since I've been within 6 feet of a stranger, that sort of thing, are going to be at the tops of people's minds. And you'll want to make sure that they feel safe. People that feel safe and see a safe setup are more likely to purchase tickets and attend your attraction. So maybe still masked, maybe still concerned about social distancing in your attraction and at lines. Definitely looking at low contact admissions. So, trying to not exchange cash whenever possible. potentially not even exchanging cards, using contactless payments, which HauntPay is fully enabled for, low contact experiences, mobile ordering where possible, even of concessions and things where you can order on your phone and just go pick it up, which we also fully support on the HauntPay platform, some things like that. And we actually have a whole resource guide available at scare.at/reopen. So if you want to take a note of that, that's scare.at/reopen. We have this great guide that kind of walks through some of what might be happening in the fall here. It's pretty intense. Our team member, Kat Rimbacki on the team, a lot of you guys know her. She put this all together and is continuing to update as things go on. There's a lot of resources and ideas here. So really recommend checking that out as well. Okay. So that's kind of what we think the fall will look like. Still some concerns, but moving forward with everything. And you guys already know me, HauntPay. We talked about it a little bit. We work with over 1,000 haunted attractions and reach an audience of 5 million plus fans. I've been around the haunt industry forever, over 20 years, probably closer to 30 now. I actually grew up haunting, with my father. His birthday was on Halloween. We grew up setting up a haunted yard, which turned into a semi-professional thing and got 1,500 people every Halloween. And I was going to, the first Midwest Haunters convention. And one of the first HauntCons that was out there. I don't know if it was actually the first one, but one of the first HauntCons. I've been doing this stuff forever. So super excited, to continue to brainstorm with all you guys on this. I build a whole company around it all. So let's take a look at time ticketing next year. So why time ticketing? You guys know what this is. This is when you sell based on time slots. Let people get in based on time slots, or just a whole night. Let them pick the night they're coming instead of saying, here's a ticket, come anytime we're open. There are a few reasons to do this where you could have it set up where they're picking the date and they're picking the time and it's showing how many tickets are left. One, you can space out your guest to keep traffic jams from happening. You can also keep lines smaller and shorter, which is great. You can have some predictability. You could know when your crowds are going to be there. You can actually adjust even your team members based on who's going to be at those crowds, how many people are going to be there that night, that sort of thing. Know your staffing needs. And you can encourage people to book for slower times through controlled inventory. So if you want to say, like, we only have 10 slots available for the busy time periods, 10 to midnight, but we have 100 time slots available earlier in the night, or a lower price for earlier in the night, or something like that, to encourage people to come earlier, or to encourage people to come on Thursdays, or, dead nights that you're open, that sort of thing. That's a great use of time ticketing as well. And here's kind of how it looks in just use right here. I'm over at a sample event that's on the HauntPay platform. This one's called Zombie Ball. So it's kind of like we'll say, one of those cars where you get to shoot zombies off of it with paintball. So we've got our time ticketing. We can select our date. We can say how many tickets are available, and then we can just pick our time there. It's that simple. Then we do have some other options that they have on this one here. You can kind of pick your role, soldier or whatever. I'll add some of those to my cart. We have upsells for like extra add-on paint and that sort of thing. And you can go to checkout. So it's that simple to go through a process right here. Very, very easy. So that's kind of an idea of how time ticketing works on the HauntPay platform. So number 2 here. Oh, there is an opportunity to charge more for specialized times as well, and or for maybe multi-entry across multiple times. So keep that one in mind as well. Considerations, things to consider here. How many people can you put through in a given time? You want to know this number up front, but you can adjust it as you go through the season. So if you make some adjustments and you see that number changing, you can accept more people through, or you need to accept less, you can change that. And those changes are instantaneously available. Don't forget, at the door sales, our system can handle both and put them into the same time slot. So we do manage both of those, but just don't forget that when you're thinking about your online listings. And what if someone slows down? You might have to have some buffer time in there just in case, like, somebody pees their pants, or gets scared, or something like that. And do 6-foot rules, if those are still in effect, change anything? Our recommendation is to start low, because you can always raise that throughout the season. Number 2, virtual live stream access for haunts. So HauntPay has this really awesome functionality now that you can actually sell tickets to live stream access to the same event that you're selling in-person access for. Now, you might not have considered this before, but think about this, like in a general space. Think about a theater that has 250 seats. Forget the pandemic. Just think about it right now. If you have an artist going there that reaches 1 million people, like, why would you settle for only those 250 seats? You're going to invite the rest of their crew and everybody that's from Iowa to New Hampshire, invite them all to attend virtually. It might be at a reduced rate or something like that, but why not invite those other million people in when you're capped out at 250 people at the venue? You're leaving money on the table if you're not doing that. And I think the same goes for haunted attractions. There are a lot of people out there, especially other haunters, but a lot of haunt fans that don't have a great haunted attraction near them. So they're going to want to, get a way to get a glimpse into your attraction if you have something special to offer. So offer a live stream access as well. There's a chat available at the live stream access. There's the ability to have donations and merchandise upsells, and you can actually charge for ticket sales or do a pay what you can ticket. And you can do it for a lot of different things here. So only ticket purchasers can get through that live stream page, kind of like this. You had to register. The way we handle it, you actually have to purchase a ticket to get through to that page. You can do in-person and virtual access to the same event. It doesn't have to be either or. And you can reach more customers. Some people might not be able to go out right now because they have immune disorders or they're not in their area or whatever. So no health or social distancing concerns. So some ideas here that we've actually seen on the HauntPay platform, over the last year. Do behind the scenes tours, especially in weird hours that you're not necessarily open, that other haunters can attend. Those go over great. Do scare cams, paid access to scare cams, or maybe just donation access. You can get in free, but they have to leave their email address with you so you can mark it back to them. And you could collect donations that they can leave if they see a great scare. You can do makeup tutorials or classes and lessons on creating certain props. And you can even do fundraisers for local nonprofits. And just a quick view into kind of how that works here. I will go ahead and select this virtual event that's on our platform here. Our non-haunted version is called Passage. That's just one I have set up right now. So for stuff the rest of the year, but haunting is our bread and butter. I'm going to choose a virtual access ticket. I'll click add to cart. We have upsells here as well. So you can have upsells for t-shirts, which go over great with haunted attractions, or front of the line passes, charity donations, etc. I'll go ahead and click checkout. I'm zooming through this because we have limited time, but I'd love to spend some time with you guys, one-on-one to actually dig in and to some details here. But I'm going to click checkout so I can get to this virtual access button, which also gets emailed to the person. And here is an idea of how that works. You've got the live stream right here. You have chat over at the side, so you can actually, chat with your friends and say things right here. And you can have donations that are like one click. If somebody wants to donate $1, they just click support the artist, choose their card. It supports Apple Pay and Google Pay as well. They can click pay now, and instantly that donation, I'm going to pause this or at least mute the sound here. Instantly that donation goes into the total. So it's that easy to donate. You can have sponsor logos down here and that sort of thing. Imagine this is a screen cam or something like that, a class, a lesson that you're doing. This is a great way to handle that stuff and absolutely free for you to use for your classes, lessons, screen cams, whatever you want to do here. So keep that one in mind to drive additional revenue and get more people at your event. All right, so zooming through here to the last part, which is probably the biggest part as well, virtual queues. So what is a virtual queue? Think of it like this. A virtual queue is when instead of standing in line, you just get a text message when it's your turn to go up to the front of the line and actually enter the attraction. We keep track of the line virtually. You're standing in a virtual queue, but that means that while you're waiting until you get that text message, you can actually move from attraction to attraction or to concessions or to merchandise shops and spend money, or you can stay in your car if you want to feel safe from having to be around anybody and not go to the attraction, not have to wait jammed in line. So it keeps your customers feeling safe. Customers have more time and money to spend at your attraction, concessions, midway games, photo ops, etc., and more to deal with the possibly an added cost. So like it's a great situation here. So, and this is kind of how it works. They get a text message after they check in with their ticket that says you're now checked in at pitch black. You'll receive a notification when it's ready for your group. Please proceed to the entrance. And then when they're ready for you, you get a message that says, please proceed. We're ready for you. Please proceed to the entrance in 10 minutes. You can adjust that verbiage, but that's the idea here. So attraction is notified, attraction moves customer to the ready queue, guest arrives. I want to just show you kind of how this works real quick. So let me dig in here. to a virtual queue setup. I think did we just buy tickets? I'm going to buy tickets again if we haven't to Pitch Black so we can check in and see how that goes. So we're going to add ourselves to by purchasing a ticket. We'll get a t-shirt too. I'll click checkout. It's going to ask me for my phone number. It already pre-filled that since I've logged in. I'm going to purchase. The phone number is how we manage the virtual queue here. So we're zooming through. Now I'm going to view my ticket. Actually, we actually allow the customer to check themselves in. They don't even have to come to your box office. So that's the nice thing about having this all integrated with your ticketing platform, right? So I'm going to go ahead and click check in. So this will check me into the virtual queue. And you'll notice that I actually will get a text message when we check in here. And it should pop right up in just a second on this. It popped up on my phone. Yep, there it is. Thanks for checking in. You've now been added to the Pitch Black virtual queue. Feel free to wait in your car or room or midway. We'll text you as soon as we're ready for your group. Your estimated wait time is 20 minutes. We can calculate the estimated wait time. Now, I'm actually going to go in as the event administrator here and manage my virtual queue. And right here it is. So we can see that we've got a few people waiting. If somebody is a VIP ticket, it puts them at the top and puts a star next to them. And we can even have it automatically advance people over here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove somebody that's on here. And I bet it'll automatically advance another group. Oh, no, it won't because I wasn't at the top. So now we can go ahead and push Alex Linnebrink over there. So now it's going to tell Alex Linnebrink that it's ready for their group. So Pitch Black is ready for your group. Please report directly to the attraction entrance within 10 minutes. There's no need to stand in line. You can just walk right up. So there's a lot built in there from wait times, but it's really easy to just move people over there when you want to notify them that you're ready for their group and manage the incoming folks here and check off the previous ones. So that's how virtual queues work. So with that, we'd love to help. We have features made for haunts. We reach 5 million plus haunt seekers a year that we promote you guys to when they're searching in your area. That averages about a 15% boost in sales for our clients. So it's huge. It's a free 60-second sign up. And we're even doing a show special here. You can use the code HauntCon for a free Bluetooth card reader and concierge setup. And we also have a cool program called HauntPay Capital where we can get you an upfront bonus. We can actually pay you for using HauntPay. So check that out if you get a chance at hauntpay.com/capital. We ran out of funds for this last year, so we didn't, get through everybody, but we've restocked the coffers. We have some more funds available. We'd love to try to get you some upfront capital to help better your haunt this year in exchange for signing up for a multi-year contract with HauntPay here. And we're also doing an iPad giveaway. So just keep that in mind, win.hauntpay.com. You can fill in your info real quick. And we are giving away an iPad for attendees of HauntCon this year. So with that, I'm going to stop the share. And if there are any quick questions we have, I know there are a lot of people here and I kind of win at the end of time. We would love to connect with you. And also our head of sales, Shane, is on the call here as well. And he's throwing some links in the chat as we go. So yeah, is there anything out there? Any questions that anybody has?
Yes, we had one question come in that was, are all features available on mobile apps for guests?
Yeah, so as far as the way the guests work, we don't want to make anybody download an app, so it's all available on the mobile web. You can just click a link in your, for instance, the virtual queues go through to your text messages, so you don't have to worry about having a special app for that. The ticket that you can click through from a text message or from the web pops up right in your mobile web browser, so you don't need a special app for that. We found that consumers don't want to download a special app for every little thing they do. They don't want 1,000 apps on their phone that they only use once. So we make those available through really fast mobile web applications that we've even re-optimized in the last year. And 70% of our transactions actually happen on mobile devices. So yeah, we're very, very, very mobile friendly with everything that we do.
Awesome. Another question that came in was, do you have any advice on what to do with guests that arrive in person as a walk-up and haven't pre-bought their ticket, what the kind of at haunt experience would be?
Yeah, so we had a lot of different things going on last year with different haunted attractions. We worked with over 1,000 of them last year, so we saw some people that would not allow sales that were at the door, which that's a little strict, right? Like nobody wants to turn away money, but at the same time, they were usually sold out online as well. So a lot of people just didn't allow sales at the door. A lot of people will make it more difficult for people to buy at the door. They'll you'll still have to wait in a line, that sort of thing. Some people would do, and I actually kind of recommend this. You could buy stuff at the door, but you'd have to do it on your own mobile phone, and that would keep it as contactless as possible. Now, I do want to let you guys know we support in-person transactions. We have a full point of sale system that runs as a mobile app on iPads and Android. So we do have a mobile app. It's just for the event organizer there. You can check people in, you can sell tickets, and it's even contactless sales. So I don't think I have one setting here, but we have a Bluetooth card reader that you can do the tap to pay stuff. Like you can do Apple Pay and Google Pay or tap to pay cards. So you don't even have to touch anything. You don't even have to exchange a card. So that makes people feel safe there. Most haunts, I would say last year, eliminated cash sales. Those were gone. So they said no cash sales, only card sales or online sales. But a lot of people would hang up a sign there that said, scan this QR code or something to purchase on your phone right now if you're showing up. So it was still technically an online purchase, even though they were doing it at the door. And that was one of the easiest things that I saw happening, the most contactless and safest there, kept everybody feeling safe. And those people still get entered into the virtual queue. That said, for at the door purchases, you can still throw them in the virtual queue. I don't know if you saw this on the screen there, but there's just a blank on the virtual queue management side. It was really fast, so you probably missed it, but you can just add them in by name and ticket type there. If you have somebody special that like is a friend or family or doing an at the door purchase, you can still add them to the virtual queue as well.
Awesome. Well, we're quickly running out of time. I'm going to throw up a quick poll so that if your question didn't get answered or if you would like more information from the HauntPay team, you can just say that you would like a follow-up meeting and we'll make sure to get that information to Alex.
Oh, and John or Cameron John here, the email, what's the email again? info@hauntpay.com is a great email to get a hold of us, or alex@hauntpay.com. Come straight to me. Either one of those, we're happy to help you out there. Yeah.
I'm just looking through the other questions as we let the poll stay up for a little while.
Oh, there's a question about pricing I saw. Feel free to, check out hauntpay.com/pricing. All the stuff that we saw was included there. And yeah, there is a percentage. We make our money through a service fee on every ticket sale. It's 2.5% and 50 cents per ticket. For online transactions, there's nothing that's at the door. Like it's just payment processing fee there. There's no added service fee. But yeah, you can check that out at hauntpay.com/pricing. It's lower than most. And we do have opportunities for bulk discounts if you want to like pre-buy some access. You can absolutely do that. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for everyone joining today. And just as a reminder, this session was recorded, so we will add it back into the virtual platform if you'd like to watch back and pause and look through any of the information that Alex provided. But thank you everybody so much for joining today. And thank you, Alex, for the great presentation.
Yeah, thank you guys. Really appreciate your time and excited to help you out. Check us out, hauntpay.com, and to stop by our booth online here. Thanks a ton for moderating, Sam.
Thanks.
See ya.